Hi, Ojizo. Hello, everybody. Here again, I'm Yudai at Shiawase School. I'm starting this IZAKAYA 101. This is our second class, Free Japanese class by Yudai, me. And I'm gonna be spending first 10 minutes to review what we learned in the first class, and then other 15 minutes. I think this class is going to be 1 hour long. So let's just wait like a little bit until we get more people. I live in New York, and I'm the owner of the restaurant. We have this restaurant called IZAKAYA. That's where I am right now, and then I'm offering this free Japanese, I would say the most casual and then low-key Japanese class in New York City. Everybody has to stay home now, so I'm online and trying to help some community by offering this free Japanese class. Okay, so yeah, here I am at the restaurant. So my Japanese class is not the regular Japanese you can learn at school. I'm trying to make it more, I just want to like relate this Japanese class to the restaurant setting. The purpose of this class is to I just want you guys to come to the restaurant once everybody is allowed to go outside. Come to us, and then maybe you can enjoy, in Japanese maybe. That's what I want to see after this thing is over. So let's start doing. Let's start now. Thank you. Hi, everybody. And in case you missed the first class, you can still watch our video on our YouTube channel, or just click on our website on our bio, and you can still watch our first class from there. But then anyway, so let's start reviewing what we learned in the first class now. So, I call this school, this is a restaurant, but then the name of the company that I'm CEO of is called Shiawase Factory Ltd. So I call this thing Shiawase School. And that was the first word we learned in the first class. So Shiawase is the first word, which means happiness. Shiawase is the important word to know, happiness, okay? Alright, so the first word is shiawase, happiness. And then, where am I right now? I'm at IZAKAYA. And the name of this class is IZAKAYA 101. I'm trying to be very, very specific on what I'm teaching, where I am. So the name of this restaurant is IZAKAYA. And IZAKAYA, I hope you guys remember what it is. It's a place that you drink with some small plates with your friends. Some people call it Japanese sake tapas. So let's call it that way for now. Like sake tapas. And I'm here to introduce this izakaya culture to New York. So I just want to set this izakaya category aside from regular Japanese restaurant. Like I said, this is more of like a drinking establishment with the food. That's why we say sake tapas. So we have a lot of sake and drinks. And we have a lot of small plates to be shared. That's how you enjoy izakaya. And you learned in the last class from how to get the seat at the izakaya, at the restaurant, and then how to finish your meal. So that's what we learned in the first class. We learned everything in order from the beginning to the end. All right. So you're at the izakaya. I'm at izakaya. And then the first question, first sentence that you always hear when you enter the restaurant is always this: "Nanmei desu ka?" Which means how many people are you? So, and then I also told you how to answer to that question, even if you don't know how to count in Japanese. You just show your finger, 1, 2, 3. That's how you should answer. They always ask you how many people. In Japanese people, I say like to eat, dine solo. Like I like to drink and then eat by myself sometime. So it can be just one, you know. But so just nanmei desu ka is how many. All right. So now you know how to get seated. So they're gonna take you to a table by just showing your finger how many people. And then, all right. And I also taught how to start. As soon as you get seated, there is the sentence, there is a thing you should say at izakaya, specifically izakaya. So, sumimasen means excuse me. So you're still with the server. Server took you to the table. So before he leaves from your table, you have to say sumimasen, which means excuse me. Sumimasen. And then after that, what do you have to say? Is always this. Toriaezu, nama means what? Beer for now. So you're ordering beer before anything, right? Beer for now. Toriaezu means for now. Nama means draft beer. Nama means draft beer, not the bottle of beer. But you always should drink the draft beer before anything. Alright, so you get seated, sumimasen, toriaezu, nama. Alright, so you wait for your beer to come. Alright, so after that I also taught, you know, Japan has a lot of delicious beer, mainly lager beer. Lager you want to enjoy in your throat. And there's this specific sound you try to make when drinking beer, draft beer. Well, what's the sound? How do you say? Well, I mean, what kind of sound do you want to get in your throat that nobody can even hear? It's very important. Okay? It's go, ku, ri. Alright, so that's the sound that you want to make in your throat. Go, ku, ri. No one can hear that sound, but it's just, I hope you can imagine that feeling in your throat when drinking this highly carbonated beer. You know, Japan, as I said, has a lot of amazing lager beer. Lager beer is all about the strong carbonation. After you get out of work, you're tired, you get seated. You know, that's what you want. You want to have gokuri in your throat, right? Okay, so now before you even had the beer, I forgot one thing. What did you have to say? Cheers. So in Japanese, cheers is kanpai. So you cheers kanpai and then drink it and gokuri. That's how you enjoy the Japanese beer, lager beer. Okay, then after that, well, I also taught in Japan beer is such a big thing. A lot of people just drink a lot of beers, but nowadays some people are more health conscious and then they go for something else. Or you know, if you don't drink beer, you can still order something else. Sour or highball is a big thing. Yes, sorry, I was looking at different breaks. So if you're not a beer drinker, there are other things that you can still drink. So, sumimasen, toriaezu, for now, you don't drink beer, so you say sour. The most popular sour, maybe the first sour you want to try, is always lemon sour. Okay, so lemon sour is the classic sour. And sour, what is it? It's basically shochu and sparkling water and juice. Some place use the fresh juice, you squeeze it maybe in your table by yourself. Well, we love to do that, do everything by ourselves, but I don't know about you guys. I don't know, some people, please do it for me, I don't want to do it myself. But Japanese people, by the way, love to do everything by themselves. I try to offer this sour in our restaurant, IZAKAYA. When we opened, we did the same way that we do in Japan. We gave them a squeezer with the fresh fruit. And then I thought everybody is going to enjoy that thing, you know, squeezing the fruits for yourself. But no, nobody liked it. So I decided not to do it anymore. And then now we squeeze it for the customers and then we serve that. Well, Japanese people love to do it by themselves because everybody has different preference. Maybe you want less juice or you want more juice. But here it was a different story. So I mean, if they brought it to you, if they bring the fruits and squeeze it, you should do it yourself, you know. Alright, that's how sour comes out in Japan. And then another thing that's big, other than beer and sour, is the highball. You know, it's basically a whiskey and soda. Well, everything, beer and sour and highball, all these three, you should still try to make this sound gokuri, because those three, all of them have a nice carbonation in the drink. So you enjoy that in your throat. Lager, beer, sour, and highball. Everything, you should try to make this sound in your throat, gokuri. Alright? So sour and highball are two big things. And beer has, you know, maybe too much beer gives you gout. You don't want to get this disease. So some people, are, like I said, are more health conscious now. So a lot of people now go for, instead of beer, toriaizu sour or toriaizu highball to start your meal. Right? And when learning new language, there's always one important sentence you should learn before anything else, which is kore nani? Means, what is this? Why this is the most important sentence to know before anything is because if you know how to ask what is this, then you can basically learn any other words in that language. So it's very, very useful, and then it's very important to know before anything else. Kore nani? And then these Japanese that I'm teaching right now, by the way, is super casual. I call this most casual Japanese class. You won't learn this in school. I'm missing a lot of, grammatically maybe I'm missing a lot of things, but then this totally makes sense, and that's how I speak in a casual setting. Okay? Alright, kore nani? What is this? And then after that, kudasai. Kudasai means please. Please give me. So you're looking at the menu at the restaurant and you don't know what it says because I suppose that you don't still know how to read. So you're just basically reading Japanese and you're not understanding anything on the menu. So, but then you can still point it out and then ask kore wa nani? And then I also said, the servers are usually very nice in Japan and they're going to show you the picture. So you see what it is, and then if you want it, then you say, kudasai. Then you know basically you are ordering that food. Alright? That's how you should order without even knowing how to read. They're going to show you a picture most of the time, not everybody. Okay, so now you have food at your table. You waited for a while and then they brought your food. First thing you should always say is itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. Okay, itadakimasu. I explained the meaning of this. It's not just let's start eating. Itadakimasu is very, very deep word that you want to know the meaning of. Itadakimasu means I am taking. Da da da. So what are you taking when starting to eat? You're taking the lives of animals or plants that you're going to eat. So you have to show respect to the food that you're going to eat. So you're taking the lives of animals or plants that you're going to eat. That's the first thing that you're taking when saying itadakimasu. And then the second thing you're taking when eating is what? You're taking the time of people involved in the process from where they got the plant. So the farmers, you're saying thank you for taking your time to get this plant. And then who's gonna bring it to the restaurant? The distributor or anybody involved in between you and then the farmer. Anybody. So the chef took his time to cook the food for you. And then after that, what? Server is going to be bringing the food to you. So you took all the time for these people who was involved in the process. That's why we say itadakimasu, and then I always say it's very important to know what you're saying. Just don't say itadakimasu and start it, but you want to say from your heart. Very important. Not even all the Japanese people. I mean, not even Japanese. Maybe some people don't even know what they're saying, but that's what itadakimasu means. To me, it's very important. Okay. So itadakimasu means you're taking. Okay, those two things I said. Alright, and then I also taught some useful like adjective that you can use when reacting to what you just eat. Okay? First thing is the word that I use a lot, the most, is psycho. The easiest way to know how to pronounce it correctly is just like psycho in English, you know? But psycho, which means the best. Well, I tend to say best for anything that I do here is because, I mean, if I don't think it's psycho, why do I serve that food? I serve all this food here at this my restaurant is because I think this food is psycho and I want everybody to try it. Okay, so that's why I say, I mean, whatever I do should be psycho for me, the best for me, so that I can serve that with the confidence, all right? And very useful adjective that can mean anything, like good or bad or really good, is yabai. Yabai. Well, I don't know how to like correctly translate it into English. I mean, I don't know if there's such one, but then maybe sick. Most of the time, sick means like, oh, that's sick means like that's amazing, that's good. But you know, maybe sometimes not many times, but sometimes can be a negative thing too. So, yabai. Can you use psycho in a sentence? Okay, so we have this. So psycho. Okay, we have. On the menu, it says the best katsu sandwich on earth. Well, I mean, you know, you can katsu sandwich. Sandwich is sandwich in Japanese. Katsu, maybe in English, a lot of people already know. So you can just say katsu sandwich saiko. You're speaking good Japanese here already. You're saying the katsu sandwich is the best. So it's not that difficult. And then that's like actually that's connected to what I'm gonna teach this in this class, the second class. I'm gonna be teaching how you can make sentence without knowing too much Japanese, but you have, like I said, sandwich in Japanese is sandoichi. So I want to another purpose of this class is to make it sound, Japanese, I don't want people to just think it's a difficult language. We share a lot of words together, English and Japanese, so you already actually know a lot of Japanese words. You just need to know how to pronounce that word in Japanese katakana way, which I'm going to talk about today. But so, katsu sandwich, saiko means the katsu sandwich. I mean, there's not even like a verb here, but then that makes total sense. And that's how I actually say in my life, in the daily life. Okay, yabai can mean anything. I use that a lot. And then maybe in the school you can learn this word. And then after that, I also taught how to say delicious. I mean, good. Food tastes good. Umai and oishii, both of them mean delicious. But then I also talked about what is the difference for me? Everybody, I mean, there is no like definition of these two words, what the actual difference is. But then for me, the difference is umai. Yeah. Thank you. I am the best. That means Yudai. My name is Saito. Thank you. Anyway, umai. So what we try to get in our food at IZAKAYA, what do I want people to say at IZAKAYA is umai. Umai consists of this word, umami. You know, umami is like the sixth flavor of the bitterness, sweetness, and all these tastes, umami. So anything with that strong umami, and then something that you just eat and then you feel, wow, the punch that you get in your mouth, on the palate, like right away, right after you put it inside. So that's, to me, is umai. Maybe oishii, I would say, when I go to a fancy French restaurant, very expensive, and then you don't have that punch in your mouth, but then you just, it takes maybe more time to find that oishii. So that's, I would say, to me, is the difference between umai and oishii. And izakaya is all about umai. And then I always say our food always should be umai explosions. That's the feeling that we are trying to get in all our food at izakaya. Okay, so umai and oishii both mean delicious, but in a different meaning, different way. Okay, next level. This is also about Well, next level in Japanese, I think a lot of people nowadays, they say next level. It sounds very similar, right? Next level. That's what I want to teach today. You just need to know how to say that in Japanese way. I'm saying next level, but then in a Japanese way, next level. Which means, it's a next level. So that's what I'm going to be teaching today. Something that you already know, and then it actually makes total sense in Japanese. I want people to know Japanese is not as difficult as you thought it would be. Okay? And then also I kind of talked about Japanese culture where you can't really say no that easily. You need to be nice when you don't like something and you cannot eat anything else because you don't like that thing. But then you're not really, well, maybe you can if you're not a Japanese speaker. But then I cannot if somebody my boss treat me nice dinner, I cannot say I don't like it. I'm sorry, no, thank you. I don't think I can say that. Instead, there's a way to say no in a Japanese way, which is you just want to say, I'm sorry, I'm so full. It looks delicious, right? Sumimasen, excuse me, I'm sorry. Onaka ippai means stomach is full. Onaka ippai. So that's how I would say no in a Japanese way. So that my boss doesn't get offended. It's really difficult for me to say no that straight in Japan. That's the culture that I don't really respect much, but I have to survive, so I should know how to do that. And then Japan also has this weird culture. Japan's all about being hesitant to everything. Nobody's finishing the plate, whole plate. You see, when sharing with your friends or your boss, there's always a little piece left on each plate. Why is that? Because you're not supposed to be the last one finishing the plate. You don't want people to think this person is rude. They're gonna think that you're rude or something. But yeah, that's why you always see that. So but then I also at the same time think it's mottainai is a very important. It's a very good word in Japanese. Mottainai, it's wasteful. So the way I do for those little pieces on each plate, I just say I'm gonna go to the bathroom before I leave the restaurant, and I'm actually enjoying that last pieces when everybody else is gone. Because I'm still hungry and I want to eat that food on the, why not finish those things when you're hungry? So, and then I think mottainai. Mottainai is very Japanese and it's a useful way to say wasteful. Yeah, that's what I do. And then, obviously you're done with eating. So, itadakimasu was something that you have to say before you start eating. And then after you eat, this is what you have to say. Gochisou sama deshita. Gochisou sama deshita, and then the meaning, that was such a feast. It was a delicious meal. That's how you should finish your meal. And then I also taught how to, when you get the bill in your table, how to pay. Warikan. I think some people, if you're enjoying with your Japanese friend, they're gonna be saying warikan, warikan, warikan most of the time. You're sharing all the dishes, which means everybody should be paying equally. So warikan means pay the bill equally, split the bill equally. That's what warikan means. Warikan, warikan, warikan. Izakaya is all about sharing. You're not ordering anything for yourself. Everybody's ordering food for the table. That's what I want to see. Actually, when this thing is over, people come here and then I don't want 4 customers are at the same table ordering 4 same things, which is not what you should do at izakaya. You should be enjoying 4 different dishes together. It's really the way you should enjoy izakaya. Yes, and then it's Trenton. Yeah, and then and then what to say to avoid paying. I also taught the trick. You can maybe try if you don't have any money today, but then you're still enjoying the food, what you should say when you get the check, when the table got the check, before anybody say, 今日私, or whatever you want to call yourself, I call myself 俺, so 今日俺, which means 今日 is today, and 私 means I, or 私 means so today is me. Before anybody, you should say that. And then maybe the second person is going to follow you. I hope they're going to follow you, and then say 今日俺. And then the third person follows 今日は俺, 今日私. Last person says 今日は俺. And then all the other people are going to say to that person, the last person who said 今日は俺, they say お願いします means please. That's like part of the Japanese like comedian made this joke, and then that's actually what we do. We do that actually. Say 今日は俺, 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 and the last person, unfortunately, is the person who should be paying. Alright, so by saying I'm gonna pay today, you're actually avoiding to pay. That's the trick you can try. Okay? Okay, so this was the review from the last class. And you kind of get the feeling of how I'm teaching this Japanese or what I'm going to be teaching. If it's not your style, like I said, this is super casual, and then you don't learn this in school. Nobody's going to teach you this kind of way of communicating in the restaurant, but then this is my Japanese class, okay? All right. Okay, and then you have agenda for today. Okay, this is the second class. I finished the reviewing. Okay, so I wanted to tell everybody, again, Japanese is not as difficult as you think for American people, for English speakers. Why? It's because we have this alphabet called katakana. So you usually start learning Japanese from learning how to write hiragana. It's very difficult, yes. It's 50 different alphabets in hiragana. It takes a little while to master the hiragana. But then today I'm not teaching hiragana, but then I'm skipping the hiragana, and then I go straight to katakana, which is actually the second thing you learn after you finish hiragana. Why katakana today? Is because katakana is the alphabet that you use for the words that we imported from different countries. And most of the katakana words are actually from English words. So, like I said, you already know a lot of words in Japanese. You just need to know how to convert that your like an English word to Japanese way. So I'm gonna be giving you a lot of new words today. To me, I mean, maybe it's not even newer. Like I said, you have the same word in better pronunciation. Okay, so. And then, like, maybe you're not gonna find actually like a book about how to change that sound to Japanese way. And then I don't know about the logic behind it. So you're gonna have to kind of get used to it by seeing all these words. I think you're gonna get it soon. That's a lot of. So I am Japanese, but then I speak a little bit of Korean, and that's how I kind of learned Korean. I was surprised to see that there were a lot of similar words between Japanese and Korean. Then I started getting, some reason I didn't learn how to change this word to this way so they're gonna understand. I didn't learn that. But then I started making words, something that I've never learned in Korean. But then I just started speaking those words, and then they say, how did you learn that word? Who taught you that word? I said, I didn't learn that word, but then I kind of knew how to change that word from Japanese to Korean. And then that's what I want to see for you guys. Same thing you can do from Japanese to English. English to Japanese. Katakana, we have a lot of katakana words that you can use. You can start using. Alright? So that's what I'll be teaching today. All right. Okay. Before I just go the katakana words, maybe you should at least learn how to say 5W1H in Japanese. In my way, casual way. Casual means the shortest way to say that word. So I think it's the easiest way to say a word. That's what I mean by casual way. You know, in daily life, in my daily life, I don't say much, I don't speak much, but I'm speaking what I want to say. Hello, say before going. So what you already know what is this? You already know. Kore nani? Kore means this and nani means what? Nani. And then everything is gonna be really short, so it's so easy for you to remember, to understand. Where? Doko. Okay, I hope you guys are taking notes. When? Itsu. Itsu. Who? Dare. It's not there. Dare. Okay? Dare. Why? In casual way? Nande. Nande. Yeah. Nani, doko, itsu, dare, nande. And I also want to teach you 1H, which is how. How? In short way, most casual way, easy way to remember. Do. That's it, do. You know how to say kore already. How is this? You can just say. Very simple, very easy. Kore do. Short, very short. You're asking how is this? Which is a very important, useful sentence for you when going to a restaurant and ordering. You can ask server already, how is this? Like you can ask the server, how is this food? Just say in a short way, in a most casual way. Do is how, and then you know kore, this. Kore do. Very casual, but they're not gonna say anything to you. They're gonna say to me, why are you being so casual? Because I'm Japanese. But you're not gonna have any problem saying kore do. Alright? And also something that's useful, like when you have some vocabularies and then you wanna know there is. So you can say like there is da da da, there is da da da. So there is just I just wrote in Japanese. There is aru. Aru. Easy, very short. Everything's very short. So I hope you just are taking notes, and then tomorrow you already know how to ask a lot of questions in Japanese. And you know this, kore. So the way you use kore nani means what is this? Where is this? Kore doko? And when is this happening? Maybe kore itsu? You're pointing at some like maybe some event or something that's gonna happen, and you say kore itsu? You're saying when is this happening? Who is this? Kore dare? Very short, very casual, but it's easy. Why is this? Kore nande? Kore nande? Very casual, but again, you're making a total sense, and then very, very, very fruit, like, you know, you sound like a Japanese. Kore do? Like I say, how is this? There is this, kore aru. Yeah? So you're gonna learn a lot of words today. And then, same way, you can ask a question in Japanese, same way in English. You just go, the last time you just go this. Is there this? Or is there, the word you're gonna learn from today, you can ask, is there da da da? Using those katakana words, you can ask servers a lot of things. Is there this? Is there that? So, aru, instead of aru, is regular way. So it's the same way in English. You just go, the last one, you just raise the pronunciation, you know? That's how you ask, is there? Okay. Okay, so now let's go to these vocabularies that you already know, but you just need to change the way you pronounce the word into katakana way, the Japanese way. Okay, so you're gonna be actually learning a lot of words today, but you're only gonna need maybe like 10 minutes to remember all these. It's because we share the same way, same words in English and in Japanese. Okay, restaurant. You're at the restaurant. You wanna know where you're at, or you wanna know. In Japanese, katakana way, restaurant. Restaurant. You basically maybe skipping the last T. That's it. And then speak maybe like a British way, like just one sound, like each sound very clearly. A lot of time we say, sometimes British English is easier for Japanese people to understand. And then actually that's the first English that we learn in school. I mean, maybe now they're teaching American English at school, but then before it was British English. It's because the pronunciation was more clear, and then it was easier for us to listen, like each word by clearly. So restaurant. Okay, another way maybe I said it's very difficult for me to explain the logic how each sound is converted to English to Japanese way, but maybe you wanna say English as slow as possible with more emphasis on each sound. So just try to say restaurant without T at the end, super slowly and focusing on one each, like re, su, try to cut like each part to make it sound more like a Japanese. So, okay, restaurant. That's how you should say it. And then next word, you wanna go to toilet, the bathroom. You wanna ask, where is the bathroom? Okay, we say toilet. Again, same logic here actually. You just skip the last T. Toilet in Japanese is toire. And you know how to ask, where is toilet? Where is bathroom? So you already know how to ask servers, where is the bathroom? Toire. So like I said, again, maybe you want to speak this word as slow as possible. Toire. Emphasis, like put all emphasis on each sound. Toire, doko. Okay, now you ask where is the toilet, and they're gonna point where the toilet is, so you can go to the bathroom. Okay, beer in katakana Japanese. Other than nama you already know. That specifically means draft beer, but beer. Biru. Yeah, it's a katakana way of pronouncing beer. So try to be as slow as possible when speaking this word. B, and then not R, but instead you finish with ru. Biru. Okay. And then sauce. In katakana, sauce. You put super strong emphasis on the last part. Just again, try to be as slow as you can. So, and then put like strong emphasis on the last part. Su. Alright? Sauce. Okay. Easy. Sauce. And you want to get some dressing on the side. You don't want to have tartar sauce on our chicken number signature dish. Then how do you say side? Is saido. Side is saido. I'm speaking Japanese, okay? I'm not speaking English slowly. But this is what I want everybody to feel. It's not as difficult as you think. We share a lot of the same words, just in a different way of pronunciation. So side, saido. So sauce is sauce, and side is saido. Then you can say sauce side. That means you're asking servers to give you your sauce on the side. Sauce side. Sauce on the side. Easy. You already know many Japanese words, man. They're gonna ask you if you wanna sit at the table or counter. Table? Table. Table. Speak slowly again. Table. Table. Always put the emphasis on the last part to make it sound more like Japanese. And then you can also say if you want to sit at the counter, so they're going to ask table, counter. That's how you say counter. Counter. Okay, I prefer to sit at the counter if I'm myself, like solo dining. Counter. お願いします means please. Counter お願いします。カウンター。スプーン。スプーン。same. スプーン。スプーン。フォーク。フォーク。Same logic here. Just say that last part very strong. Slow and the last part strong. Coffee. Coffee. We don't have that complicated F, you know, in Japanese. So just try to make it as simple as you can speak. Just say coffee. Don't use that thing, you know, when you're speaking F. You're making everything more complicated. So try to make it sound as simple as possible. That's how you change English word to Japanese. Coffee. Fork is fork. Slow and the last part strong. Knife. Again, there is no F in Japanese, no F. So just make it simple. Knife. Again, last part stronger. Then it sounds like Japanese. はい、ありがとう。Thank you. ありがとうございます。Knife. Knife. Oh, you already know うまい、おいしい。Oh, no, this is from the last class. Okay. I'm teaching Japanese, not English, okay? I'm teaching Japanese. But many same words, just a little bit different way of pronunciation. I don't want anybody to give up on learning Japanese because you think it's difficult. No. We share a lot of same words. Bo. Same logic slowly, and the last part, strong. Boru. 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 There is no R or L, no difference at all. Just try to be as, you know, easy as possible. It's easier than making like that difficult. You know, I can't make a difference between R and L. To me, it's very difficult because in Japanese we don't have those sounds. We don't, you know, so it's not as complicated as English. Dessert. There is no R, so you don't need to do that like R. You just say plain, as slow as possible with the strong emphasis on the last part. Dessert. Okay? No R. Dessert. Okay? So you know how to order dessert by saying dessert. And then you know is there. There is already. Aru. So if you want to make it a question, like I said, same way in English, just the last part, just you go up. Dessert aru. Instead of dessert aru, there is dessert. Dessert aru. That's how you ask, is there dessert? Or you want to ask, steak aru? I mean, you're asking, you guys have steak? Yes, we do at IZAKAYA. We have amazing steak. And steak in Japanese is Same logic, slowly and strong emphasis at the end. Steaki. Steaki. And medium rare also, of course, same way. Medium rare. Medium rare. Steaki, medium rare. Kudasai. You just ordered a steak to be medium rare. Very, very easy. Slowly and strong emphasis on the end. Steaki, medium rare. No R, just make it as plain as possible. Rare. No rare. No. Salad. Sarada. Just imagine there's a hidden A at the end. Sarada. Salad. Sarada. Any L and R in the vocabulary, just forget it. Just try to make it sound as plain, as easy as you can go. Sarada. Napkin. Napkin. Just separate all these words and just pronounce each word like stronger than you do in English. Slower than English. Napkin. Napkin. Okay? Alright. So I'm teaching these Japanese words that you can use in the restaurant. Words that you already know, and then you can easily translate that to in katakana. Okay. Right. Hey. Juice. Juice. Hey, same way. Just the last part stronger. Juice. Juice aru? Is there juice? Juice aru? Any L in the vocabulary, just forget it. Yes. No L or R. Juice. Okay. And then cake. I know you all like cake. And then we're gonna start selling cheesecake here in IZAKAYA. You guys should all order it. It's delicious. Cheese. Oh yeah. So cheesecake in Japanese. Cheese. Cake. Slower than English. Cheese is cheese. Last part stronger. Z. And cake. 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 Soda. Soda. Same. No difference at all. Soda is soda. Soda. Okay. Alright, so these are the new words that you're going to be learning today. Well, I say new words, but then to me, I think it's same words that you already know. So don't think it's difficult. But then you already know, like, I would say 20 words today, and then it's not difficult to remember. You already know a lot of Japanese words. You have to know that. It's not as difficult as you thought. So then you can just grow your skill more and more. Okay. Alright. I have 15 minutes left, so let's just be quick. And then you already know a lot of adjective to react, to express the feeling when you eat something. Yudai is the most useful word. More useful than any other word because that can mean anything. Yabai, umai, saiko, and then all the foods that we have is here is umai, saiko, the best. Some adjectives in katakana that you already know, you just want to know how to say that in katakana way. Fresh, fresh. So no R and L, just plain. Fresh. Last part stronger than English. Fresh. In Japanese, fresh is fresh. Juice was juice. So maybe juicy, you already know. Juicy. Juicy. Hey, Tigger. Psycho. He just said Yudai. Psycho. Thank you. Juicy is juicy. Yeah, same. Light is lighto. Lighto. So you're just trying to explain the food and react to that, like in Japanese. Organic is organic. Organic. Almost same. Just the last part a little stronger. Organic and slower. Organic. Allergy. Just say as slow as you can. Allergy. Separate each word, like each sound. And allergy. That's not G, but G. So you can say, you know how to say there is aru. So you can say allergy aru. Okay? Allergy aru means you have allergy. There is allergy. What allergy? You just say, well, a lot of words maybe in English, in Japanese, but then allergy. Alright, so now you want to know how to emphasize your adjective. You want to know how to say very, just not just umai, because a lot of food that we have here is more than delicious, more than umai. So you want to emphasize so that we are happy.
Vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian is vegetarian. Vegetarian. Nish, vegetarian. Same, eh? Just a weird way of saying English. Vegetarian. Okay. Anyway, you're very vegetarian, so you want to know how to say you're like super vegetarian or very, so you want to know how to focus, put more emphasis on it. Very, in casual way again. There is a lot of different way to say, like, very, even in English you have a lot of millions of ways to just emphasize the adjective. This is my way to emphasize the adjective, and then it's the easiest way to say mecha. Super casual, very young. You want to stay young by using young words, so mecha. And then I added this very in Hokkaido way. This is a good lesson. Even in Japan, not everybody knows how to say very in Hokkaido way. I'm from Hokkaido. I hope you can come to this restaurant by the time you all can go outside. I want everybody to say very in Hokkaido way. Is namara. Namara. There is no L and R. Just whichever you want to use, but just as plain as possible. Don't do like R, just namara. That's how you say very in Hokkaido way. That's how I say very, very, because I'm from Hokkaido. So namara umai means very, very delicious. Mecha umai. Sometimes I even double up by combining these two words. Mecha namara umai. You can do that too. You can just use all these, like, even in English you use very, I don't know, a lot of ways to say that, but mecha namara umai. Okay. Some Japanese that even like Japanese people don't know today, so that's good. Namara. Alright. Okay. And today, already, but from the expression, 今日は俺, today is me. So today is 今日. You want to ask servers what is the recommendation for today? A recommendation. おすすめ. おすすめ. 今日おすすめ. And then how to say 何? What? 今日おすすめ? 何? You just ask what is the recommendation for today? 今日おすすめ? 何? If you forget how to say おすすめ, maybe you can still try to say that recommendation as slow as you can. Maybe the recommendation can sometimes be a katakana. Recommendation. That's how you should do. When you forget about any Japanese word, just speak that English word that you know, slower than ever, and just each sound. You're gonna be surprised. Japanese people know actually more English than you know. They just don't know how to pronounce it in an English way. But they know a lot of words because we have this alphabet called katakana. What's fresh today? Fresh in Japanese is fresh. So, 今日 today, 何 what? fresh. 今日何 fresh. You just ask what is fresh today. 今日何 fresh. Then I will say 刺身 fresh today. 今日刺身 fresh. That's how I answer. Today 刺身 is fresh. 今日刺身 fresh. Okay. I think I have 5 more minutes, so I just wanted to, well, ごちそうさまでした is always the last word to finish, but then I have 5 minutes, so I wanted to show you how to actually maximize all these katakana words. I have this katsu sandwich. It's the best katsu sandwich on earth, which is our signature menu right now at the 4th Street location. So I'm just gonna try to speak Japanese using a lot of these words, just as an example, like the way and then you can kind of copy the way I do. You're not gonna be using too many words, but then you already have actually enough words to explain, to express the reaction, the feeling of katsu sandwich. So, これ最高. Yeah, this is the best. Katsu, sandwich, I already say is in Japanese, sandwich. これ sandwich, katsu sandwich 最高. I just say this katsu sandwich is the best. Katsu sandwich, 最高. めっちゃ juicy. You know that, right? Juicy. めっちゃ juicy. And namara means in Hokkaido way, namara fresh means very fresh. これカツサンドイッチ最高. Namara fresh. Namara juicy. Another way to emphasize the adjective, hold like in the middle of the adjective, hold it as long as you can. The longer you hold, the stronger that you are emphasizing on that word. So you just namara, instead of just going straight namara, you just namara. So you're stopping like in between na and ma. That's how you emphasize in Japanese way. And even meccha, the longer you hold in between. Meccha means like 100 times more delicious. So you just hold it there, or So namara, soft, juicy. これ meccha, thick. Thick is English, but yeah, 熱い. You don't know how to say that, but これめっちゃ熱い. This is very thick. Yeah, but is demo. Soft is softo. Sometimes. Not all the time, but they will understand. So, well, you wouldn't expect, if the katsu is this thick, you don't think you can be able to bite on it, but then this is a different. This is the next level. Next level is next level. このカツサンドイッチ next level. めっちゃ next level. これ一番美味しい。うまい。Yeah, that's it for today. And then after that, when you finish eating, you say ごちそうさまでした. Right? So Japanese is not as difficult as you would imagine. And that's what I wanted to convey the most in this class. Yes, next level, namara sando. Thank you very much for listening, and then I hope you enjoyed, and then let's see you again on next Monday at 3 p.m. ラッキーな男の子. Yes. Yeah, so please go to our website, and then this class is free, and I want to help the community as much as I can by doing everything I can do at this restaurant. I even make hats here. I make matching masks too. But then anyway, another thing that you can do for us is go to our website. We're trying to raise our fund on GoFundMe. I hope you guys can maybe help us a little bit by donating a little money so that we can make it through this crazy crisis. 僕は楽しい. So stay. 僕は楽しい. I am happy. I'm even in this kind of difficult time. Let's stay positive, creative, and then most importantly,